All right, let's go ahead.
All right. Well, good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, December 12th, 2023, 1 p.m. We're here for the Municipal Financial Recovery and Advisory Committee meeting. My name is Michael Dowry, and I have the pleasure of serving as receiver for the City of Chester. I'm joined here today by committee member, Ms. Kelly Diaz, on behalf of Delaware County Council. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We did receive notice from Mr. Andrew Sheaf, who represents the Governor's Office and Department of Community and Economic Development on behalf of the state, that he will not be able to join us here today. And at this time, I don't think we've received notice from Mayor Kirkland or Councilman Morgan. But we're going to jump right in because we have a very light agenda here today and won't keep you long. As always, joined by Mr. Vijay Kapoor, serving as Chief of Staff on this engagement, and Mr. Cody Dill, who's dealing with some technical issues, pun intended, apologies there, but can hear us, but won't be able to participate with video. So let's jump right in. Mr. Dill did share the summary notes from our last meeting. Don't think there were any concerns about that. Mr. Dill also shared public comment received since our last meeting. Mr. Dill, were you prepared to address that?
I am, yes. So actually, since our last meeting, we still have yet to receive any public comments. So just want to, again, encourage the public to reach out to us. We'd love to get some feedback from you all. The best way to do so is still our email address. It is info@chesterreceivership.com, or through the Facebook page as well as our website. But the quickest and easiest way is directly through email at info@chesterreceivership.com.
Thank you, Mr. Dill. We will now jump into our regular updates. Mr. Kapoor, would you mind sharing any updates on the recovery plan?
Sure. Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Receiver, and it's good to see everybody here. Just a couple of things. As everybody knows, we're getting towards the end of the year, and things are a little bit quiet here. There's a couple items I just want to raise, just for the committee's information and for the public's information. The first is the city is in the process now of putting together its 2024 budget. Receiver's office is playing a small role here in working with the city and doing so. Most of that work is being done by the city's finance department, led by CFO Jim Lathrop, and we expect to have the 2024 budget passed in the next couple of weeks. The other item that I wanted to remind folks of, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here if I can do that. Just do this. Here we go. Is coming up on January 8th is the bankruptcy bar date. The bar date is the date by which proofs of claim need to be filed in the bankruptcy. If there's folks out there who are trying to figure out how to do so, it has been noticed in the papers, but the best place to do this and get information is at the Donlin Ricano website, which is set up specifically for the city of Chester. On the left-hand side over here, we've shown this a little bit, but on the left-hand side over here, you can see bar date and proof of claim form. You can click that, and we have information here on how to file it, where to file it. All that information is there. So again, that's on the Donlin Ricano Chester website. Go to the left-hand side of this column where it says bar date and proof of claim form. Just one final item. It has been a little bit quiet here. I think both in the bankruptcy court, been very quiet in the matters involving state court. We do expect 2024 to be kind of a much busier year. So, there's a lot of work that's going into preparations for next year. And, we look forward to, bringing updates to the MFRAC, when we have them. So those are the updates that I have. I'm happy to answer any questions if the committee has any. Otherwise, that's my report.
Just one question. I know in previous presentations you mentioned trying to come to like the final number. I was just wondering about the status of that, or when you expect to have that.
Yeah, thanks, Kelly. Again, I sound like a broken record. I mean, I think we're still kind of in the process of doing so. I think we've made a fair amount of progress on this. There's a couple of items that are still out there that we kind of want to button up. And again, the way we're approaching this, just so everybody can understand, is that number is basically the baseline expenditure number that we need to provide an adequate level of vital and necessary services. So that is before any changes are made, whether it's to healthcare, additional revenues, whatever. I want folks to kind of understand that. And but that, I think, Kelly, we're relatively close on kind of having that at least internally. And we again want to spend as much time as we can internally to make sure we have that right, to make sure the model is all kind of synced up, because we know as soon as we start talking about that, there's going to be a lot of questions, and understandably so. So thank you for asking that, but I think we're pretty good on our way on that.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Kapoor. Thank you, Ms. Diaz. Continuing on with my update, which is very small since, again, most is covered by Mr. Kapoor's update. The only thing I want to do is continue to encourage folks to visit the city's website to review the vacancies, encouraging all to apply. There's no shortage of opportunities, I'll say, to be able to aid and assist the city from within. So looking forward to reviewing a lot of resumes and hopefully interviewing some qualified candidates. Does anyone have any questions for me or my office? Speaking to a whole audience of one. Well, thank you, Ms. Diaz, for joining us here today. This concludes our December 12th MFRAC meeting. Our next regularly scheduled meeting is December 26th. Considering that is the day after Christmas, we will send out a notification the week prior if we still need to keep that meeting. But at this time, it is still on the books, and it will be our final meeting for the year. So thank you for your time, and look forward to re-engaging in a couple weeks. Have a good day.